Hello, booktubers. Welcome back to my channel. This is Gina at the Library Mouse. I really don't want my bathroom in the video, so let's swing it around. My husband broke my tripod, so we're just going to make do. Anyway, welcome to my favorite people book tag. I was tagged by a couple of accounts. One was by Gavin over at Genre Books, and the other one was Pat at Book Chat with Pat. So thank you both for tagging me. I love doing book tags. I think it really gives you a nice glimpse into different booktubers that maybe you wouldn't know if you didn't answer these specific questions. So let's get on to it. I like this one because it's not just about books. It's about a variety of favorites. So the first one was my favorite author. Like so many people, I don't even know how to pick my favorite author. I really don't. It depends on what genre it is. So I decided to look at it as if I saw this author's books in a bookstore, I could probably just pick it up and buy it without even really looking at it because I know that I would enjoy the story. And the first person off the top of my head that I can think of is Elizabeth Berg. She writes very character-driven novels. Her characters are very fleshed out. You get to know them so well. You almost feel like you are them. I just love the way her characterization is. And she's written books such as Open House and A Year of Pleasures. I also like her books because usually they're about women of a certain age. Let's put it nicely. And I can really connect to her characters. So Elizabeth Berg is definitely one of my favorites. I love Ellen Hildebrand. I know that if I am going to the beach or I am floating around my pool, if I grab an Ellen Hildebrand book, I will not be sorry. They're just usually very fun books. 28 Summers was not as fun, but the plots are good. The characters are good. I mean, they're just solid books that I enjoy. I also love Elizabeth Gilbert. I love her on Instagram too. I loved Eat, Pray, Love. And there was another book that I really enjoyed. I think it was City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. And that was another favorite of mine. But I generally, if I see a new Elizabeth Gilbert book, I always will pick it up to read it. My favorite comedy actor or actress is number 2. I have a lot. Top favorite, and she can go between being serious and being comedy, is Sandra Bullock. Miss Congeniality is my all-time favorite movie. I love that movie so much. It's just campy and happy, and yeah, I just love that movie. I also love Paul Rudd. I would consider him a comedic actor. Who doesn't love Paul Rudd? But I love Paul Rudd. Those are my 2 favorite actor or actresses. I also love Kristen Wiig. I like Maya Rudolph. I love her in the movie Away We Go with John Krasinski. One of my favorite movies. My Idiot Brother of Paul Rudd's. I love that movie too. My favorite serious actress is Anne Hathaway. She was phenomenal in Les Miserables, even though her part was very small. I pretty much have loved every movie she has been in. So she would definitely be my top favorite serious actress. Number 4 is your favorite political figure. I generally don't like anyone in politics, but I do have to say, this person just stands out to me as a really good human. And maybe people don't consider him a great president or even a good president. He was president when I was, I think, in 8th or 9th grade. I remember the hostage crisis. But I would say Jimmy Carter. I think he's probably the only honest politician we have ever had. I love Jimmy Carter. He's just such a good person, so hardworking, so family oriented. And I think just a good human being. So my favorite political figure, politics aside, Jimmy Carter. Oopsie. My favorite film director. Okay, I usually don't pay any attention who the director or the writer of a film is. Very rarely. But I can say that I think from what I actually know about film directors, my favorite film director is Nora Ephron. Well, it's film director or writer. I've loved so many of her movies. What is it? Julie and Julia with Amy Adams. Loved that. When Harry Met Sally. You've Got Mail. Sleepless in Seattle. Love them all. Love them all. So I would have to say that Nora Ephron is a favorite of mine. My number 6 is, what is your favorite musician or singer? My favorite singer is Judy Garland. When I was a child, I was obsessed with Judy Garland. I wanted to watch all of the Judy Garland movies. And of course, you couldn't just go to Netflix and look up Judy Garland movies. You had to wait for them to come on TV. If I saw in the TV guide that there was a Judy Garland movie that was coming on TV, I made sure to claim the television set. So all of her musicals, from The Wizard of Oz to the musicals that she did with Mickey Rooney, A Star is Born. I loved, oh my gosh, Meet Me in St. Louis. I love that movie. The Shop Around the Corner. I love that one. Gosh, I just love Judy Garland. Other musicians and singers that I like, as far as bands go, I love the Avett Brothers. I got to see them in concert. I love the Beach Boys. Also, that was my very, very first concert as a high schooler. I went to see the Beach Boys with my sister and my niece. So, so good. Love them. I love Colby Calais. I love ABBA. And Mamma Mia. Oh, yeah. Favorites of mine. My favorite new discovery. Well, I just got a walking pad so that I would have room for a treadmill in my house, but I can slide it under my love seat when I'm done with it, and I can walk when the weather is bad and if no one else wants to go with me. And so I have to say that this is my new favorite. I wouldn't call it a discovery, but my new favorite thing right now is my walking pad, and I'm very happy to have it. My favorite inspirational poem. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't think I have an inspirational poem. If I need inspiration, I like to read Brené Brown. She gives me a lot of inspiration. And then Joe and Mary over at Book Buds put in, what's my favorite animated character? I have to say, I don't really love watching animated shows that much. Back in the day, I loved the Flintstones and the Jetsons. The movies now, the characters from Crude, the characters from Madagascar, I love them. They're so cute and funny. But I don't really have any animated cartoon characters that I love. That's sad, isn't it? Maybe I should watch more animated characters. Mostly I remember the ones that I'm appalled by. My son and I, when we were at game night this weekend, we were talking about his, just the cartoons and the animated shows that were in the 90s that had very adult humor that kind of went right over kids' heads, but the parents were like, oh, ha ha ha. And one of them was Ren and Stimpy. And I loved that show. I laughed my butt off. And it was ridiculous how targeted the jokes were to the parents and not the children. But that was definitely one of the shows that he was like, yeah, those jokes were not for kids. I'm like, no, they weren't. That's why he wasn't allowed to watch it when he was little. But then he did watch it. He watched it at other people's houses. You know how kids are. But anyway, that is my favorite people tag. So thank you for including me on this tag. And I will put the questions below, and I will also find out who was the originator of this tag so that I can mention them. But anyway, thanks for tagging me. Look for another tag video coming soon, and happy reading.